Bash in the gang. The Mandalorian is great in the new series, and let's check out what's new in the world of pop culture with your hosts John, Tim, and Quentin, and a podcast we call Rewind
and Reload.
Brooks has the sexiest radio voice ever, and he should have a podcast. But we are back with another episode, and we're a little off schedule because I had a very busy week, and the other guys were super cool about it. But I have, as usual, Tim.
Hey, everybody. My name is Nathan Fielder.
I also have Q with me.
What's up, tart bakers?
Oh, that's a good joke. I get that one now.
Today we're going to be covering a very, deep, thoughtful, and probably very trippy topic. But before we really get into it, you probably already know because we're going to, post it and tell you what we're talking about. But before we get into it, we're going to do a little bit of a catch-up. So we haven't talked for a while. So Q, I haven't talked to you for a while. How have you been?
Pretty good. I just finished my semester. Now I just work and play skateboards.
I can. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Huh? Oh no, I was gonna say I can be like a piece of shit and just like not do anything for a night and then not feel guilty about it. It's really cool.
How's that rail doing?
Oh, yeah, I made a rail. I don't know if I talked about it or not on here. It's fucking solid. It's like the most janky thing ever. I screwed some angle iron onto a 2x6 or 4x6. And just fucking, you skate it, dude. It works.
I actually have some videos I think I'm going to post to the Instagram so people can see. Because it is very inventive and very it works really well though.
Yeah, dude, I wasn't sure if I could go to skate parks like a month ago, or however many weeks ago it was that I built that, so I was just like
I think it depended on what area
skate
you were
park.
In.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, they're all globally they're all filled in with sand, so
yes, every skate park.
They were doing that in California, right?
Yeah,
they're filming.
And then kids just brought their motorcycles.
I mean,
and they were dirt biking in the skate parks.
You could have came down here to Madairyville and skated the skate park over here. I haven't seen anybody there.
I forget that you have a skate park.
You should come and check it out. It's actually like kind of nice. It's got like it's got a couple of rails. It's got a like a little like 3.
Why the fuck does your little ass town have a skate? What the fuck?
I don't
it's mainly
know.
The
Matthews.
goofiest. I didn't want to say it, but
well, I was gonna make a joke. John was talking about like its features, and I was gonna make a joke. It's like, yeah, we got the communal pipe that we all use, and not the half pipe.
I've only found one spoon.
Oh,
like
maybe it was used for
out.
soup. Maybe it was a soup spoon.
Flattened out and curved in. Maybe they're just using it for like really hot pudding.
Yeah, that too.
Okay, yeah. Keep thinking that.
Didn't help that there's a bag of cotton balls next to it.
Yeah, that's to suck up the soup that you can't get with the spoon. And then you squeeze it out in your mouth.
We found like
soup balls
here and there that are like not inflated, like were never inflated. You know how you can tell like a balloon's been inflated before?
Yeah.
Like there's a lot that have not been inflated that just like kind of lay around over by the railroad tracks out by me. I don't know if little kids are just running around with balloons and dropping them, or if that is used for some kind of drug use around here. But either way, it's unsettling.
Nitrous oxide.
I thought it was because heroin came in balloons.
Heroin does, right?
Yeah, that's why there's that big. That's why the thing happens in Pulp Fiction, right?
I feel like it depends. I feel like it depends on who you're buying your heroin from. Not everybody's gonna want to spend the money on balloons to give you heroin.
Yeah, but what's the cheaper alternative to balloons?
A fucking plastic bag. You just tear off.
I feel like they're probably similar in price. You can buy a pretty decent sized bag of, little cheap ass balloons.
I don't know. I'm not a balloon expert, so I don't know the prices.
I don't either. I'm also not a heroin expert, but maybe we'll do an episode one time and try it out.
I've watched Breaking Bad. I know a little bit of something about the drug game.
Oh my god.
Dude, Breaking Bad makes heroin really appealing until the one girl dies.
Kinda. Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, Jesse's just straight vibing, dude. Hell yeah. And then the girl throws up and then fucking chokes.
I'm pretty sure there's like a hard cut from like his trip to her like starting to throw up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh.
I still need to watch that through. I got like halfway through the first season and kind of just like started watching some other stuff, and I've never picked it back up.
That's because the first season is by far the slowest season.
Yeah.
It takes the longest to pay off.
Yeah, I gotta push through, and then I think
it's a slow burn.
Hooked.
Yeah. So my week was bad. It's not bad, just boring as fuck. I've been trying to code again, put my degree to use, and that's easier said than done when you haven't coded in about half a year and you have to update all of your development environments one by one.
Oh god.
Which takes like an hour each almost. It sucks. It's not fun.
Yeah. That sounds boring. Just
and then I found out
updates.
I found out that Amazon doesn't let you scrape front-end HTML anymore. So that sucked. I was trying to work on a project to like track Amazon prices, and then I couldn't get any returns, and I was like, what the fuck's going on? So I did something that I knew would work, and then it was like, all I got was this, apparently a page that said, for information on automating using Amazon API, go to this. And I was like, that's not the web page I put in. What the fuck is this? And then it hit me that they're fucking redirecting you if they detect that you're trying to automate.
Huh.
So that's fun. But every other video on the YouTube's like 3 months old, so they must have just fucking done it.
I wonder if
actually...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Quentin.
No, when you try to do that, Jeff Bezos comes to your house and fucking will put a bullet through your parents' heads. If you try to do any automation on his website, he's just going to be like, nobody.
Do you really think he's going to come there in person? Like, he has so much money, he'd just have, like, the U.S. Army
has
to come to your house.
He's contractually obliged to fight me one-on-one with his wonky eye.
He's gonna do it. He has enough money that he'll just pay off the police force. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair point, too.
But if he thinks he's going to win, if he thinks it's going to be easy, he's wrong.
Tim is a master of ninjutsu.
Yep, that's the one.
I thought you were more of a genjutsu kind of guy.
Well, I'm a man of multiple talents.
Taijutsu, you name it. I can do it.
Oh, shit.
Listen, when you've watched all of Naruto multiple times, you pick some stuff up.
I mean, I remember when I was younger and I could do the whole hand signal thing for the fire breath that Sasuke could do.
Yeah, of course.
Because I looked it up and I was like, I gotta do this. I was a weird kid. We also knew the whole fusion dance too on DBZ. So
it's irrelevant.
You've done it with me, Tim.
Mm-hmm. Irrelevant.
Oh man. So you guys do anything else this week or want to shout anything out?
No.
Okay.
I'll say that I found this very interesting new YouTube channel who makes these like very extended kind of video essay documentaries. and I think a lot of work goes into them, so I don't think he puts them out very often. But it's Lemino, Lemmino. I think his latest one was. I don't remember what his latest one to be quite honest with you, but he did a deep dive trying to find the origin of the universal S. That like pointy S that everyone knows how to draw.
Yeah, I know who this is.
Yeah, so I watched that. It turns out it's just as predictable as everyone figured. It's just graffiti culture.
Oh yeah, I kind of always just assumed.
Yeah.
I mean, you see graffiti culture, and I feel like that was a staple for a long time.
Yeah. To make like symmetrical letters, so.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of other cool things. I cannot think of what his most recent one is for the life of me, but they're all very good. So
nice.
give them a watch, listen, smell.
Nice. My week has been completely chaotic and busy. I don't know how, but me and Carly were just talking about how we just got busy all of a sudden with a bunch of projects and stuff. But we're finally slowing down, which is nice. But in my meantime, I finished up Midnight Gospel, which took me way longer than I thought it would, because of my amount of time. And then I also have been replaying Halo, and my big reason behind that is a new one comes out in December still, so kind of gotta, I've been playing them chronologically to get the order correct. So that's about it.
Yeah, but is it really the same when you're doing the Warthog run and you don't have me as a co-op partner anymore?
Not really. Like, I remembered it being like a lot harder and a lot more
yeah, because we were
fun.
stupid fucking kids who would just make up our own shit to do.
I didn't realize how young we were.
Yeah,
when that came out.
Probably shouldn't have been playing Halo when that game came out.
God, no. It was like 2009, I think. And I was like, oh my God, like we were little babies. Like I was like thinking about it. I was like, I remember getting it when it came out though.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot different playing through that last Warthog mission. It was weird because I was like, man, this is really easy. And I kept fucking up and flipping like my Warthog over, and I was like, oh, I can just flip it back over and keep going. And I was like, I'm going to fail this mission. And then I was like, I finished with like 4 minutes left. It was ridiculous.
Hell yeah.
But that's all I've been really doing. I'm finishing Reach Up right now. I'm going to move on to 2 and then ODST. But yeah, that was my last week or two or whatever. But if you guys don't have anything to add, I guess we'll take a little trip for some business, get an ad done, and start getting into the topic. Hey guys, it's John, Q, and Tim, and we're here to tell you about the Anchor podcasting.
If you haven't heard of Anchor, it's a great and free tool to both record and edit your podcast.
Or if you're like us, you can record and use Anchor to distribute your work across all the listening platforms such as Spotify, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts.
Not to mention, you can get the big bucks by talking about your sponsors.
So go download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Well, all right, I think we're back, and I hope everyone's back. I don't know. I hope no one got stuck in the ad. But today's topic, like I said, you probably know it already, but I think it's pretty close to Quentin's heart because it's one of, I feel like Quentin's like celebrity friends at this point that we're really talking about. But we're going to get into the Midnight Gospel. This is a series that's like a crazy psychological adventure with some deep conversations and deep thinking thoughts, and it was like a mind meld between Duncan Trussell and Pendleton Ward, and I'll get into them in a few, but I know Quentin's told this story before, but I want you to tell your background on how, like, your Duncan Trussell like weird story, I guess.
So I've been listening to his podcast, the Duncan Trussell Family Hour, since I don't even fucking know. It's been a while.
I mean, he's got like 300 plus episodes, so it's got to be a while.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't start.
I feel like it's been like about a year and a half since Quentin started talking about it, but
yeah, that's
may
probably
just
right.
be misremembering.
That sounds about right. I feel like I always have a gestation period before I talk about something that I like to people too. Got to make sure
fair.
I really like it, you know? But, so yeah, I started listening. It's a great podcast. Probably definitely my favorite podcast in the world. So now I follow Duncan on like a bunch of different social medias. One of those is YouTube. He did a live stream one day, and I was just like, hey man, I'm about to go skate. Can you give me a blessing? And he gave me a blessing on the stream, and then I went out and tried to ollie like a 7 stair, and I snapped my board. So like, Duncan he sent me a skateboard. He like DM'd me. He's like, hey, send me a link for a comparable skateboard. My blessing sucked. I was like, what? And now I send him skate videos every now and again because he told me to send him skate videos when he sent me the board.
I have some videos of Quentin skating with said skateboard, so I will post those. And maybe, does he have an Instagram?
Yes.
I would assume so.
Well, if
he does. I followed it the other day.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Oh, wait, yeah, he
really
does. I
checked.
follow him. Him.
I'll tag him.
Silly
in it
me.
so that maybe he can. We can get somebody real listening to us instead of a bunch of people from weird countries.
Let's not try to abuse the man. You know,
No,
he already
I'm
did
kidding.
enough. He gave me a skateboard.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding, obviously. He doesn't have time for that.
Fucking, yeah. I don't know, he might. Who knows? Quarantine, baby.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like nowadays we have a lot of time for a lot of different things.
So is it like wild that you now have a skateboard from a podcast host you really like who also worked with like an animator who made one of the biggest shows of our like teenage years?
Yeah, dude. It's really fucking, I don't know. I guess you could call it not a synchronous, I don't know what you want to call it, but like, holy fuck, dude, it's wild. Like, yeah, Adventure Time was like probably, me and Tim used to fucking hang out and watch that like every week when the new episode would come out. I feel like, or I would record it or something and we'd watch it. But yeah, dude, so like just the fact that they made a show together was wild. And the day that the show got announced, like Netflix finally announced it, was the day that I finally listened to the first Pendleton Ward interview that Duncan did with him. And I was like, what's going on, man?
I'm going to have to listen to that.
There's a couple
interview.
different ones.
Yeah, that's what I was reading about earlier. But I was reading, and I might have it in my notes. I don't think I do. But I was reading that when Pendleton Ward left Adventure Time, he was like, I'm never doing a TV show again. So I feel like it's even cooler that he's doing this with Duncan Trussell, because I feel like Duncan Trussell's giving him a lot of creative liberties, and I feel like their brains work in a similar fashion. To where,
oh, absolutely.
Because before he was
Can't imagine what you mean by creative liberties.
I wonder what I mean. Like, just go watch the show, I guess, and you'll
like. There's so many things.
2 seconds
like,
in, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah, there's so many like things that aren't part of the interviews. I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I wanted to say they did a great job of adding in interviews like the podcast, and then also like fun, stuff that tied the story together that you were watching.
Yeah.
Like they did an awesome job. You really couldn't notice a lot of the times the volume differences.
That was one thing that like kind of tripped me out about it, because like obviously I don't know a lot about animation, but I'm assuming like I don't know, like the way it worked, like they made the animation around the interview. I feel I can't explain what I'm thinking right now. God damn it, I'm mad at myself.
Were you thinking maybe
like I feel
thinking.
I feel like they did it like backwards compared to most cartoons. Like,
yeah,
I feel
because
like
you had the audio first, and you had to create the story around the audio.
Yeah, like I feel like you start with the story and then go to the audio.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they had I could be wrong, but I think they had like some pickups where they had he must have called guests and been like, "Hey, can you give me like one line?" Because there was like, I was like, "Oh, there's these old episodes, but they're still calling him Clancy," or he's like correcting him, or he's correcting someone because they called him Duncan.
That's
that
the David
hilarious.
Nickturn episode, and I literally think that was just David Nickturn. That was like on accident, and then they're just like, "Oh no, this is funny. We're gonna keep it in."
Oh, okay.
No, that was really funny though. I liked that part where he's just like, "Thanks for having me, Duncan." And he's like, "Who the fuck's Duncan?"
What was that? You cut out on my end.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh no, I was saying like the part you guys were talking about with the slip up where he's saying that he called him Duncan, and then Clancy's just like, "Who the fuck's Duncan?" It was funny to me.
He whispered, no, in the Nickturn scene, he whispered, Clancy. You're thinking of the Ragu, Marcus, and what's her face episode?
Yep. I apologize.
Episode 2, I think is what happens.
We're at the end. Oh Lord, what's her name? I'm losing it. Oh God. I don't remember what her name was, but that was at the very end. It's like, bye, Duncan. And then he's like, who's Duncan?
Yeah, that was it was so funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah, there's like a lot of fourth wall stuff in there that I thought was really cool.
Oh, yeah. All right. I don't know. Do you guys want to get into this? I think I can give some background to some of the guys that created the show before we kind of get, deep into it. So
yes.
We need a petition, like we need to start a GoFundMe for John to get better internet, because you just cut out again, man. I don't know what you said.
I know. I live in a shitty area with like subpar internet. I apologize. The audacity on my end is perfectly fine, so just pretend that you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Whenever that happens, that's when you'll just hear me come out of a silence and go, yes.
Yeah. That's
because
perfect.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah,
But it's a good comedic rule just to say yes.
It works out. All right, so I don't know why. I mean, it shows on my end that I have fine connection, but that doesn't mean anything. But I'll get into... I'm going to go over Pendleton Ward first and kind of give some background on him. He was born on September 23rd, 1982. His birth name was actually Ward Taylor Pendleton Johnston. So you can kind of see where he got his writer name from. And
his pen name.
Yeah, that was good. Most people obviously know him as the creator of the Emmy Award-winning series Adventure Time. It aired on Cartoon Network. You can still watch it on Hulu. And me and Carly watched through that probably a month or so ago. We knocked that out. And what's up?
Didn't he also do? He didn't finish it. No.
No. I said I need to finish the show.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Didn't Pendleton also do Greatest Warriors or
Bravest Warriors.
Bravest Warriors, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So he's created a couple of shows, and he's also done a lot of voice acting for both Cartoon Network and Frederator Studios. He now supposedly, I haven't watched it, but supposedly it's still running. It's an internet show called Bravest Warriors. I don't think it airs like on TV.
No, it's a web series.
Yeah, that's what I was reading about. I need to look at it because I don't really know anything about that. But so to give a little bit of background, he grew up in San Antonio, Texas. He currently resides in Los Angeles because that's where everyone ends up going. As a child, Ward actually never met his dad. He was raised by his mother, Betty. She was a daughter of a Texas rancher and oil man. She had been a groupie for the Steve Miller Band and sung with Joe Eiley and performed in back-off Broadway rock musicals before making a living as a visual artist. She always encouraged Ward's creativity, and by the time he was in first grade, he was already creating flip books from his mom's Post-it notes. So he'd, draw the flip books and stuff. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's really young to start getting into that.
How old?
He was in first grade.
Oh, okay, never mind. I was gonna say I wanted to be there was a brief stint in like fourth grade where I wanted to be an animator because of Captain Underpants.
Yeah, dude.
And then I was I suck at drawing, dude. Fuck this.
I remember watching like DBZ, and I would draw those characters, and I would like outline them,
yes,
and stuff. And I was like, man, this would be super cool. And then I realized that if I don't outline something, I suck ass at art. So, yeah, I don't do that. And but anyways, to get back to Mr. Ward, he's a graduate of Cal Arts animation program. He became interested in animation, obviously, at an early age, and he was inspired by his mom. She was also, an artist, and she worked, like, when I'm saying she, like, did a living as a visual artist, she worked with a lot of animators. So that was already a big part of his life, at an early age. He often worked with one of his best friends, Alec the Log Dog Coates, on short comic books. I just added that in there because I love the nickname the Log Dog. And I want to research more about how that dude got that name.
He
got offered a job at Frederator Studios after the vice president, Eric Homan, watched some of his films when he was attending Cal Arts at some animation screenings that they had. And oh god, my notes went off screen. All right, so he finally, I guess in 2002 and 2003, he started publishing a webcomic called Bueno the Bear. He later took it down, so I don't know if you can find anything on it. I really couldn't. But he took it down because he thought it was terrible. But he still retains the name Bueno the Bear for his website and most of his handles on, social media. So it's kind of cool that he keeps it with him, even though he thought it was terrible.
I was about to say, I thought that was still his thing too. Because actually, it's funny. I've seen in a couple of like not press things, but things on like Twitter, like they'll tag at Pendleton Ward, and it brings you to his old account.
Yeah. He created a student film that's floating around out there that Frederator Studios finally released that is called Barista, and it stars Bueno the Bear.
Bueno the Bear is just Proto-Finn, by the way.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I can't put it in the Discord because I don't have it's not on my phone. But, like, I can mute myself and send it to the Discord in a second. It's just a little man with, like, little ears on either side of his head.
Oh, so it's literally, yeah. It's
just Proto-Finn.
Ward continued working on short animations at Frederator Studios. on things like Random Cartoons, which actually aired on Nicktoons Network. He
like the
worked
Adventure Time pilot.
Yeah,
Wasn't the Adventure Time pilot on Nicktoons as well?
and
then it didn't get picked up, and then Cartoon Network was like, "We'll do it."
I don't know if they actually
Yes.
aired it, but he
Have
originally
ever-
pitched it to Nickelodeon, and they rejected it.
Yeah.
But it also took him a long time, supposedly, to get Cartoon Network to actually pick it up. But it kind of blows my mind that it took them so long, because I'm kind of getting into this part of my notes, but he did the web series or posted on the internet Adventure Time, like the shorts, in 2006, and by like November of 2007 it was like an internet phenomenon. Like, it had over millions of views and people were going nuts. So it blows my mind that Nickelodeon passed on it, and it took Cartoon Network a couple months to be like, oh, okay. So I don't know. That just, like, I don't get how you can just be like, oh yeah, this huge thing, we're not going to cash in on it.
I mean, probably at the time they didn't think it was going to be a huge hit,
Yeah,
'Cause
that's
I
fair.
feel like Adventure Time was kind of like a surprise hit, if you will. Like, I feel like it got more popular on the internet first.
Oh yeah. In 2007, he was hired to work on the first season of Cartoon Network's The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack. He was a writer and a storyboard artist, and the experience actually inspired him to approach Adventure Time the exact same way once it got picked up as a series. So kind of, I didn't watch a lot of Flapjack, but like after thinking about the episodes I have seen and kind of
makes
watching
sense.
Adventure Time, it does.
I did.
It's
I don't,
quite
maybe
up
I did
there.
know that, but it's not something I retained in my memory. So that
Yeah, I
was actually
remember-
kind of
Yeah.
yeah.
But during the 5th season of Adventure Time, Pendleton Ward actually abruptly left. He left stating that he quit because it was driving him nuts. This is a quote, so I'll actually quote it. I quit because it was driving me nuts. For me, having quality of life outweighed the need to control this project and make it great all the time. So in like interviews after and stuff, it was just kind of like really weighing on him to have to work on this series to make it so good all the time. And I don't know, I can't remember how many seasons it ended up having. I think it was 6 or 7. But it kept going
sounds
on.
correct.
It kept going on without him, and you kind of can tell when he leaves. It kind of retains some of his thoughts and, everything in the show, but it kind of got a little off track, and you can kind of notice that. And a lot of people kind of didn't like it after he left anyways. And I can kind of see
10?
that now.
There were
10,
10
really?
seasons. Yeah.
I was off by a lot. I can't believe there's 10 seasons. So 5 seasons he just wasn't around.
Apparently, yeah. But to be fair,
um,
thousands
go
of other
ahead.
Cal Arts graduates work at Cartoon Network, so
yeah, no, he worked with a lot of people that he went to school with. I was reading, like on Flapjack, on Adventure Time, on that other project, the Cartoon Mania or whatever, Random
Sure.
Cartoons. Sorry, but so this abrupt exit left fans like confused and worried for the series, but obviously it kept going on. He finally, quoted the quote I read, he finally said in an interview with Rolling Stones and broke his silence because for a couple months, like, no one really knew why he left. He said he wasn't sad to leave or disappointed. He just honestly needed to go or let it go. Like, and I kind of respect that. Like, he was looking out for his own mental well-being instead of like trying to make this perfect show.
Yes.
But did I cut out there?
I don't know. There was just a silence, so I did it.
So yeah, that's what I have on Pendleton Ward. If you guys have anything fun to add about him, you can, and then I can go over to Duncan Trussell.
No, I don't think I got nothing.
All right, Tim.
No.
Okay. Well, to get on to Duncan Trussell, his birth name was Charles Duncan Trussell. He was born on April 20th, 1974. He grew up along his brother Jeff Trussell, who in the last episode he actually talks about a little bit with his, Clancy's mama. And they grew up in Asheville, North Carolina. His father, Julian, died after a long battle with COPD in August 2018. I have it in my notes that I couldn't figure out like why his mom passed away, but then I watched the last episode of
I was about to say, come on, man.
I have it in my notes that I wrote 2 days ago, and then I watched the episode and I'm like, oh yeah. So yeah, she passed away from cancer, from a long battle, it sounded like. But like when I was doing my notes the other day, I don't think a lot of people have watched Midnight Gospel because it doesn't really tell you on the internet much. It does now.
You gotta listen to the podcast, baby.
I know, and I am now. I'm actually addicted to it now, so.
2-hour interviews with his mom. I
want to go back and listen to the ones with his mom because she's like really down to earth, super smart, and
his mom's really cool. Yeah, I know she was like
open-minded.
I want to say she was a psychologist.
Yeah,
I think that's correct.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yeah, no, dude, it's wild. I wish I could fucking talk to my mom like that.
Okay, so to keep going, Trussell received his early education in his hometown, and then he went on to Warren Wilson College, where he received a graduation diploma. He obviously is a stand-up comic, but he's also an American actor, a voice actor, and then, like we've talked about many times, he is very widely known for his podcast, The Duncan Trussell Family Hour. He's had a lot of appearances over the years. Not many, projects of his own until now, and I really hope we keep seeing him do more projects because it's been awesome. Like, it's crazy to see what he's got roped up in his mind. But he's been on the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan questions everything. He's been on Stupid Face, Showtime's La La Land, Comedy Central's Nick Swartzen's Pretend Time, HBO's Funny or Die Presents, and many, many more. I know him from when Quentin started talking about him. I actually didn't realize it, but I know him from Drunk History.
Yeah, he's friends with the creator.
Yeah, and
he's got interviews.
He's got 4 episodes, I think.
He's got interviews with the creator of Drunk History on his podcast as well.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go back and listen to those then.
Those are pretty far back in there, like probably 2000. Fuck, I don't remember.
2000 fuck was my favorite year of the mid
2000
2000s.
fuck. I was gonna say 2012, but I don't know if that's when the episodes with him came out or not.
God, we were babies then.
Yeah, dude, right? That's fucked up.
He has a lot of television credits, including like Mad TV, Curb Your Enthusiasm. He hosted Thunder Brain.
Yes.
Which is a comedy silence pilot for Comedy Central, which I have not seen, but it sounds interesting. He also appeared obviously on Cartoon Network's Adventure Time.
Yes.
He's voiced some oddball characters here and there. And then
on what?
On Adventure Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then, like I said, he's been on Drunk History, and I actually wrote down the ones because I want to go back and watch them. I know I've seen them all, but he was on the Tesla Edison episode, the Great Escape episode, Drugs, and then Whistleblowers. And I think the drug episode was the one with the dolphins that he was talking about. I don't know if he was talking about that one, but I think that's the one that he was on.
What? What? What about dolphins now? What are you talking about?
Okay, Drunk History had this episode where they had dolphins that they would they were trying to teach them how to do stuff, and then the
and
ladies
would
just
LSD?
they would give them drugs, and they would beat them off and stuff.
Oh yeah, dude, that's like a I used to talk about that a long time ago. But yeah, then, I didn't know there was a Drunk History episode about it. I just remember finding out about that shit and being like, "Do you guys know about this?"
Yeah.
CIA's fucked up, right?
Yeah,
yes.
dude. I forget what that one was called. There's probably some weird fucking operation code name for it.
Oh,
Operation Dolphin Fuck.
Operation Amphibian Ejaculation.
Well, yeah, they were they started beating him off because I guess
Operation Bay of Wigs.
The dolphin would start acting out and wouldn't learn stuff, so they figured out that he was sexually frustrated. But then he started using it against him, and he knew if he acted out, he would just get beat off.
Yeah,
so it was a really odd story. So our CIA, funded a
I thought the chick who beat off the dolphin got fired though.
There were two women, and I believe one of the women got let go, and then the project ended up getting dismantled shortly after.
See, they were what they were trying to do. Maybe? What they were trying to do was train the dolphin to kill Castro, much like every other CIA operation in the mid '60s.
Honestly, that makes more sense.
I guess that makes sense, yeah. This is also, I found a fun fact. He also served as a writer and a consultant for Jason Sudeikis when he hosted the 2011 MTV Movie Awards.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I remember watching them back in the day, and I thought Jason Sudeikis was a pretty good host, so that kind of explains it.
Is Jason Sudeikis the dude who had his cock out in that one movie? Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
I don't remember that movie.
Is he the dude from How I Met Your Mother?
No.
Okay, then it's not the same guy.
Jason Sudeikis was... He was on SNL, wasn't he?
Let's see. Oh, yeah, this is not the same guy.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always think that's someone else. Okay, sorry.
I do that
Once
all the
again,
time,
Tim doesn't
so
know celebrity names.
Okay, so to keep going on some of his stuff, he co-hosted the Lavender Hour podcast with Natasha Leggero.
Leggero.
Oh my
Leggero,
God. I had to fuck up someone's name in an episode, right? He did this through January 2012. He now obviously hosts his own podcast. This podcast, if you have not listened to it, and we have not given too much away, he obviously invites guests on. They range from a wide variety of people, celebrities.
I just had one of those moments where I like had to take in breath for some reason. I don't know.
But anyways, he I don't know, Quentin. What kind of guests has he had on through the years? You've listened to it a lot longer than any of us have.
He's got Satanists, he's got Buddhists, he's got comedians, he's got fucking anything you can think of.
Well, if Reddit has taught me anything, it's that Satanists and comedians are one and the same.
Dude, he performed. Duncan performed at who's the Church of Satan, the founder? What's his son's name? I forget off the top of my head.
His son's name? I don't remember. I can't even think of.
That is such a specific question.
Are we talking about Anton LaVey? Are we talking
Lucian
about
Greaves? Lucian Greaves.
Okay.
Is his name. Duncan performed at his wedding. He did.
I thought you were going to say bat mitzvah.
I don't think Satanists have bat mitzvah.
But they have Baal mitzvahs.
They got
Bapho
mitzvahs.
Baal mitzvah.
Baal mitzvah. That's even better.
That's what I stumbled through saying the first time.
Huh? What did you say, John?
What?
I was going to say this is starting to get to a level of
yes.
kind of like anti-Semite kind of thing. So let's just
How's
keep
it
rolling.
What?
Talking about bat mitzvahs and Satanists. I don't know, man.
What's anti-Semitic about that? I'm not. What? Boy, you be stretching.
I was stretching, obviously. Okay, so to keep going, Duncan also voiced the character Dave. He is a moth on The Experiments, in an HBO animated show, Animals.
Dave,
yeah, Dave the Moth.
Isn't that the name of a Little Dicky show?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just came to.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Have you?
No, I just keep seeing it on, and I was like, I don't know if this is.
I've heard it's really
for
funny.
Me. Fair enough.
But I haven't watched it yet, so, and I don't know if I really want to get into it yet. I don't know. But anyways, to get into some personal stuff about him, on December 14th, 2012, Trussell announced that he had been diagnosed with testicular cancer. The cancer was successfully treated, and he only has one testicle now. I didn't specifically find anything on the internet saying that he has one testicle. That is actually a Quentin quote. So, yes. Duncan, if you do have both testicles, this is Quentin's fault. On June 27th, 2018, Trussell announced the Joe Rogan Experience podcast that he was going to be a father. He now has 2 sons. And I'm sorry, what?
Since when does he have 2 sons?
I guess recently. I don't know. He has a wife and 2 sons, it says. Yeah.
It says who?
The internet.
That is very wrong, bud.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, well, maybe he only has 1.
I've never heard him talk about his second child.
The internet says that unless maybe his wife he has now had another kid, like before they got married, I don't know. But anyways, I guess he doesn't. I guess look into it and let us know. And lastly, all I have on him is that he got his first tattoo in January 2019 for his first son. And that's about it. That's all I got.
When's he going to have the kid on?
I don't know. Probably next month.
He's going to make at the age of 2, he's going to make him confront death.
Do you think his kids watch the show?
I fucking hope not.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, I've talked forever about the creators, and maybe we'll edit some of that out so that it's not so freaking long. But Quentin, or I'm sorry, Tim, I think you took some notes throughout the show, and do you want to go through some of the points and the stuff, and we can kind of talk about them, talk through them?
Yeah, sure. I have 5 notes that I took. And I will just read them. They were kind of stream of consciousness thoughts. My first note: Pauly Shore's in this show. What the fuck?
If I'm not mistaken, he's actually been on the podcast before too.
That's probably true. I just was not expecting to see Pauly Shore show up in the credits, and then
who did he voice or what?
The
I don't
prince in
remember
the
seeing
episode
him.
with the rose.
Oh. Okay. Gotcha. That's weird. Okay.
My next note is them crow titties looking mighty fine 2 months into quarantine.
So for people who are wondering, there's been this long-running joke that Duncan Trussell does about crow's milk. At first, he was for crow's milk. Now he's against crow's milk. Don't drink crow's milk. Stop drinking crow's milk. Actually, I have I ordered a face mask from the merch shop that says that because it's funny because it's red like a MAGA hat. So I want people to think it's like a MAGA thing, and then they look at it and they see, stop drinking crow's milk.
I never told you that I almost bought a Hard Times face mask, where all it said across the front was gamer.
Oh my god.
And I didn't end up doing it, and I kind of regret it now.
Could have been a piece of history, Tim. You could have You could have showed it to your grandkids and been like, this is what I wore during the quarantine. And be like, shut up, Grandpa.
It was either that or I was going to buy like a full hazmat suit and just wear that to Walmart.
Just wear a gas
Get kicked
mask
out.
around.
Get kicked out of Walmart.
I don't think you would get kicked out of Walmart, honestly. I've seen some pretty ridiculous things.
I mean, not today. Like, if it was 4 months ago, probably.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Today, they'd just be like, oh, this guy's being extra safe.
All right, what's your next point?
Sad dog during karmic rebirth scene. What is this, Watership Down?
I don't know what Watership Down is to begin with.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
What is that?
It's a movie that was rated for children that involved, like, rabbits and, like, kind of realistic violence between these rabbits trying to survive.
Okay.
I guess it's, like, one of those movies that a lot of people are like, oh, this is childhood trauma for me.
I've never heard of it. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen all of it. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Apparently, it was based on a book that's even, like, more graphic, but they had tried to adapt it down for kids and still made it pretty graphic. My next note, Pizza Rat Insect Prolapse. I don't remember where this one's from, but I remember seeing a pizza rat and being like, haha, that's a funny little meme. And I think, oh, this isn't all one scene, I think then there's an insect that, like, prolapses and the other insects, like, eat it or something. But the pizza rat comes first.
So it's two different scenes, just the...
Well, it's like the same
episode.
scene. I think it's, like, panning across, like, a area, and there's, like, weird shit going on in the background, and those are two of the things happening.
Gotcha.
And then I foolishly have a note called, are the shoes a thing that I don't get? And then before we recorded, Quinn pointed out that it's a walk a mile in someone else's shoes, like, allegory / metaphor. And I was like, oh, well. Because the main character, Clancy, collects shoes from all of his interviews.
Every episode, he gets a new pair of shoes. My favorite
all
is
of them too.
2 feet, four shoes.
Yeah, 2 feet, 4 shoes is awesome. The little tiny pair of shoes, too, that he had were pretty cute when he was the octopus guy.
Oh, yeah, with the Nick Turn episode.
Yeah.
Like, you gave me nothing. I get it. Haha.
And then he looks at their tiny little shoes.
Duncan said, I don't remember if it was Duncan or somebody in, like, one of the live streams because he does these live streams, and somebody, I don't remember if it's him or somebody else, said something about the shoes colors representing something. I was like, what?
Like each shoe in each episode represents
like each color of shoe represents something different. And like the only thing I could think of was like the 7 chakras, because I don't think he gets a pair of shoes from his mom, does he? In episode 8?
I don't think so,
No,
because
because
episode 8
something
ends.
bad happens.
Yeah.
I don't want to give it away because episode 8 was like so mind-boggling to me. But yeah, something, he does not get shoes, but shoes are involved in that episode at the end.
The only thing I can think of color-wise is 7 chakras, but the colors of the shoes don't match with the colors of the chakras, I don't think. So I don't know.
Could it just be like colors that depict like emotions, like through different episodes, maybe? I don't know. I feel like that's not deep enough for him. Like, I feel like it has to be a very deep meaning.
I don't know. There's everything has fucking meaning in this show. The fucking
what does the rats making a Aztec pyramid for the rose mean?
It was like a culty thing because they're like, oh, the rose can heal us.
No,
so
yeah,
they're like,
I mean, that just felt like it came out of nowhere other than the healing factor that it has. So I don't know. It just felt weird, but I enjoyed it nonetheless.
It's probably some representative thing of religions in a sense.
Yeah, religion's growing up around this supernatural healing
power.
force.
Yeah. That's how I would interpret it, but I could be wrong because, like I said, there's so much to unpack with every fucking episode.
Like I was saying, I don't know if I was saying at the beginning of what we were talking on this podcast or if it was before we started recording, but I feel like I really have to go back and rewatch it. I do.
Same, honestly.
And
I watched the show 3 times already, bitches.
Yeah, I know you told me, and I know one of those were a fun time. So,
yeah.
What do you guys mean?
I don't know.
My name is Nathan Fielder.
Anyways, all right. So those are all Tim's points.
Yes.
I now want to hand it over to our in-house Duncan Trussell expert. Q has done some background between Duncan, the Midnight Gospel, and obviously knows so much more about a lot of what goes on in the mind of the creator or the mastermind behind the show. So you can go ahead and take it away and just go into it, man.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah, actually, just hold back a little bit.
So, like I said, this is filled with fucking symbolism, Easter eggs, just crazy shit. Episode 1, for example, straight out the gate, the pregnant woman is voiced by Natasha Leggero, like we mentioned earlier, Duncan's ex-fiance, which is really cool that they're still, like, cool, you know, like all these fucking years later, because he's had her on the podcast after they split up, like, multiple times, and he's, like, married now. So, I don't know, it's cool that, like, somebody can do that, like, be friends with their ex like that still.
Did they talk about the mind-bending show she was in on Netflix? Do you guys know? Did you guys watch that?
No.
Russian Doll?
No.
No, I haven't watched
she's
it,
the
but
star
I
of
think I
that
know what
show.
you're talking about.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a. I don't want to say anything. It's a wild show and a half. It kind of fits like the themes of confronting trauma in a way. So I thought maybe it would fit with his, very deep, like introspective style of discussion.
Gotcha. I'm gonna check it out. This sounds cool. There's a fun theory that when the pregnant lady who's voiced by her gives birth, it's supposed to be representative of like the DTFH because the podcast was their baby, as people have described it. Episode 3, there's these steps in the background of the ship that look like the steps in this picture that depicts the steps of Freemasonry. If you guys know anything about Freemasons.
A little bit. I've looked them up a little bit, and
I know enough from National Treasure. That's a good reference, right?
Yes.
I guess.
There's going to be a third one.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, Jerry Bruckheimer confirmed that it is in pre-production. So that's good. Anyway. So there's...
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm fucking... There's...
Quinn's all
I don't know,
off
dude.
track at
I'm
this
not
point.
having a good time right now. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know, I think the overarching theme of ignoring your problems lead to bad things is cool, where Duncan or Clancy ignores the multiverse simulator manual and then bad shit happens.
Yeah, I loved that episode of where it starts melting down, and you can just progressively see it happening.
I mean, that was the
throughout
episode where I
series.
realized that he lives on a Mobius strip, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
And there's other weird, like, simulation farmers.
Yeah.
Harvesting artifacts, baby.
And that's also the one that you figure out that his simulator
Is that
is like
supposed
an
to be
old-
like... That's supposed to be like an Alan Watts reference, or like
A who?
or an Alex Gray reference.
Who are these people?
Alan Watts was like a lecturer. Fucking, he was really good at like talking about like the psychedelic experience, and like Alex Gray, he does the album covers for Tool. And those are paintings of like DMT experiences. So people say they bring things back from the DMT realm or the psychedelic realm. So like to me, it's like, oh, is the multiverse simulator supposed to be like a metaphor for psychedelics?
Oh, it could be, yeah.
And stuff like that, like mind enhancing substances.
I felt like I was on the Joe Rogan Experience because I kept hearing the word DMT.
Oh, that's another podcast I could start listening to. I haven't given that a chance yet.
Pick and choose.
Okay.
As of late, it's not that great, but that's whatever.
Gotcha.
There's actually a pretty cool multiverse simulator guide you can find online. Like, it's on Imager, I know for sure. One of the pages specifically says, don't stick your head in it. You're supposed to use those prods
stick
that
things?
that the other farmers are using.
Ah.
So Clancy's just doing everything wrong, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
He just has
Because
no
he's-
idea what he's doing.
He's just trying to be a podcaster, alright? I can relate.
Spacecaster, man.
He's trying to escape his weird family life and become a podcaster on a Mobius strip in the middle of space.
I think we all can relate to that a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
All right. Well, Quentin, if you have anything to add, let me know. And then if you don't, we can go on to the next
Yes.
next little segment. So we've talked about the show, the creators, and now let's get into a little short segment about some of our opinions and our favorites of the show. I want to ask you guys, what was your favorite episode / guest? And if it's different ones, let me know.
For me, episode 5 was my favorite. I really like Jason Louv to begin with. He has a pretty cool podcast called Ultra Culture you guys should listen to. But that was the one about, he was the soul bird and the soul prison. there was a lot of fun things to dissect with that one. Like the one time Bob was climbing the rope and then got like shot up real fast and like crashed through the window or the dome, whatever the fuck it was, a glass dome at the top of the tower, and then lands on a spike that's like, to me, I interpret it as like, there's no fast track to getting better. You gotta put in the work.
Yeah, that episode.
Oh, when he like shoots himself. Like actually shoots.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like the multiple times he actually gets shot.
No. Like I'm talking about the time where he just
He
goes.
sling shoots himself out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then lands on the spike.
I regret not putting that episode as my favorite now because I really liked that because it was a huge episode about like, I don't know, like so many different things about like how you said you can't really fast track it, but like it's also about like perseverance and figuring out, I don't know, life, yourself, all that stuff to get yourself farther. And it was that was a very big episode to unravel for sure.
Another thing I just thought about is one specific quote where Jason's talking about meditation, and it's more of a thing where you just sit with the feeling. I like that a lot because most people in like the West imagine meditating as like clearing your mind and going to this serene place, but nah, like you're supposed to quiet down the chattering monkey that is the feeling, not ignore it.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
Through I don't know, through this series too, I've also like thought about meditation as a different thing as I used to think about it as. It's not like the movies, you know?
Yeah? I'm sorry, you cut out, man. What did you say? All I got was it's not like the movies.
Like meditation isn't like it is in the movies, you know? Like it's...
Our first experience with meditation was reaching the avatar state.
Yeah.
So...
That's fair.
I don't think you're going to get to that.
Is the avatar state just enlightenment?
You got a few more yeah, kinda. You got a few more cycles to go before you can hit the avatar state.
Another neat thing about that episode specifically was the Egyptian
Imagery?
scale of what is it? Scale of Horus?
I thought it was
Anubis. The scale of
That's
Anubis. I don't know why I said Horus. Horus is the sun god, and also the first Jesus.
Yeah.
The original Jesus, and then they copied it. But that's besides the point. Yeah, that was cool. The whole, like, if your heart weighs more than a feather, then you go to hell. The soul prison, I'm assuming, is supposed to be hell. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yes,
that's
I
kind of how
think
I
so.
interpreted it.
I mean, isn't that kind of put blatantly on the head when the simulator says, like, I put these, like, people here for eternal punishment or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, the unruly, whatever they were called.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really beat around the bush on that one.
But there were also, like, characters from past episodes in that prison. So I didn't know how to feel about that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they were just kind of trying to tie stick because
I think
they had fucking Trudy, who like Trudy didn't seem like a wayward person, you know. So I don't know why she got put in the soul prison.
Because he didn't rub the green goo on the space vagina.
Maybe that was just part of the malfunction.
Yeah.
Who knows? But speaking of Trudy, she was actually my favorite guest. Trudy Goodman from episode 4. The one with the rose. My favorite quote is, what did he say? Trudy, my booty is hungry, or whatever.
Yeah, it's Pauly Shore.
Oh, Pauly Shore plays Prince Jamrel, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. I fucking love Prince Jamrel.
And he splits open, there's a demon in his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that one was all about. I couldn't explain. I think that was just Pendleton going nuts. No, obviously there's more than just Pendleton making everything. It's the whole fucking team of people. That's why there's so much stuff packed everywhere, because the people at Titmouse go out of their way to do that. They kind of just try to, from what I've heard, I actually briefly spoke to somebody who used to be at Titmouse, the animation studio that made the Midnight Gospel, and she said, yeah, people would always just try to throw in their own little fucking thing into everything. So that's why I think that's another reason you have so much fucking stuff to unpack visually every episode.
Yeah, like Pizza Rat, Insect Prolapse.
Precisely. That's all I got.
All right, Tim, what about you?
I don't know. I think all the episodes were great. I think all the interviews and talks were great. I would agree with Quentin, though, on that. The episode with the Soul Prison was really, really good. I mean, it was just like, I don't know, it really hit something in me that I was just very interested. And yeah.
Yeah, I tend to, like I said earlier, I kind of regret not putting that episode as well. Because originally I liked the first episode, the zombie episode, but mostly because they were kind of talking about how there's no bad drugs or good drugs. It's just they're used for different things, and you can abuse them no matter what. And I thought that was a really interesting kind of topic. And then obviously I love the last episode because I always love like the talk of life and death and the acceptance and the talking about the way you can react to situations and stuff like that. But going back to like your guys' point, episode 5 was like, Tim, you kind of said it, like it kind of hit somewhere inside that, I don't know, it made me, in a cheesy way, want to do better and kind of realize my actions and how I'm living to kind of live better. He's
yeah,
like,
I mean, I didn't want to say it because it felt cheesy when I was thinking it too.
Yeah.
But I had the same reaction.
Yeah, it's not like I don't know. Yeah, it is a cheesy way to say it. It's just like you can kind of just, it's almost like that whole episode is like, hey, listen, like you're going to fuck up a bunch, but like if you use that, you can do better, you can be better. And it's like something that's so painfully obvious, but like until it's like put out in front of you, especially in this way, you kind of don't realize it. And it definitely kind of hit, like in a way, like hit home pretty hard.
I think,
Yeah, that pretty much exactly encapsulate how I felt about it.
Okay, so we talked about some of the favorite guests, favorite episodes. Let's talk about our favorite avatars. Because there was a lot of them. There was a lot that he didn't use. There was a lot that he did use. And I kind of want to see what you guys think.
I really liked the avatar from episode 2. I think it was called Braxis.
Is it the one where he's a bird?
Yeah, the head of a cock and the snakes for legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is based off of Abraxas, which from my understanding is a Gnostic holy word. And I've read that Abraxas is God and the Demiurge. The Demiurge is the lower god. Because like the Gnostic belief is that we are created inside the mind of like a lower god because our world is imperfect and no god that could create this world is perfect. that makes
Hell
sense.
yeah, dude! I love Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, no. Well, this is Elder Scrolls in real life.
I know. I could talk for hours about like the weird godhead shit in the Elder Scrolls, but I won't go into that right now.
Yeah. Carl Jung, if you guys know who he is, like a
Yes.
psychologist who worked alongside wasn't it not Freud? Was it Freud?
I think it might be.
I think he worked with Freud a lot. He had the whole Jungian shadow thing. But Carl Jung has said that Abraxas is a being higher than the Christian god and devil and is essentially both of them in one being. I don't know, man. Gnosticism is wild.
Yeah, it's...
I kind of want to learn more about it.
Alternative Christian... I don't want to call it alternative Christian thought.
It's a very...
An alternative Western religion, I guess, if you want to put it that way.
No, it's Christian in its roots. Like it...
Yeah, so it's...
It wasn't like a Western thing. Well, I mean, I
it's
guess
very...
westward expansion Christianity.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it
very...
it has its
Sorry.
roots with like regular Christianity. Regular Christians used to view it as like a heretical thing, and they used to say, I think it was the book of I forget, I can't pronounce his fucking name. It starts with a P. He says that Gnostic Christians eat babies as the Eucharist and have orgies.
Ooh.
Sounds like my kind of fucking party.
But they readily, you know, fundamentalists readily accept the Book of Enoch, where it talks about aliens coming down to Earth.
Yes.
And taking... That talks about the Nephilim and the Seraphim. It's fine. It's fucking fine, dude. It's okay. But orgies?
Orgies are bad.
Orgies? Bad. Cutting off 27 foreskins? Good.
Good.
My favorite avatar was the little man from episode 3. I don't know. He just looked like
from episode 3.
Or he's literally just like a head and feet almost.
Oh, are you talking about the dodo
nose
thing? Like the dodo bird kind of looking? Oh, that's
Yeah.
my favorite
Oh,
too.
yeah.
I just loved how derpy he looked.
He has a funny
don't
name,
remember.
too. I
Yeah,
forget.
I can't. But like, all he is he keeps getting off balance and just bouncing around and stuff. Loved that.
It was a close tie between that and the like surfer dude who gets put into the wrong world in episode 5 or 6.
Oh, yeah, when he wants to go to the orgy planet.
Uh-huh.
I think that was episode 6. That should be
That's on the
episode
blank
6.
world, right? Yeah, I think that's the one where it's like the blank world and then...
No, I thought the blank world was after...
the blank world's death.
Yeah, blank world's episode 7.
Yeah.
I don't remember, but yeah, no, that was... I just thought it was funny that it carried... He got like wasted at the end of the episode and carried over in the next one that...
Oh, yeah. And he fucking pukes on the flower, and he's like, who fucking puked on the flower? This is terrible. I could fix this.
Charlotte cleaned it up for him.
Fun fact about Charlotte, actually, since this is the first mention of her, I forgot about this. Charlotte was originally a one-off gag for episode 1 that ended up being used throughout every episode.
I do like that he picked up all these things throughout the episode and they kind of just carried on, like the rose, the Charlotte, the shoes. Like it wasn't, he was pulling them back out of this augmented reality that he was in.
Well, that's what the artifact farmers are doing too.
Yeah. But it was just really
I guess
interesting. I guess it's the same thing, but I guess his had more meaning behind it than just like these artifacts that would get money. Like his had more meaning behind it.
Yes. Agreed.
All right. I mean, last minute comments, anything else that you want to talk about or whatever, or any last minute things that you loved about the show or want to shout out?
I mean, I just want to talk about how I was sitting there silently weeping at episode 8. Like, I don't know, man. That episode hits hard.
Yeah, dude. It's something, dude.
Yes. I didn't cry, but man, I started tearing up every time, and I was so close. And I think if I was like alone watching it, I definitely would have, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I still fucking cry. I knew exactly what was happening, too. I knew the second that Duncan, well, I guess, yeah, in that episode he's Duncan, walks out and his mom says, "Hi, Duncan," I immediately start crying every time. All 3 times I've watched it, that is when the tears start. The second you hear her voice. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I mean, my final words, listen to the Duncan Trussell Family Hour. Watch this fucking show. I mean, a lot of people will call it hippie, stupid, woo-woo bullshit, but I don't know, man. I think a lot of it has improved my life significantly. A lot of the ideas and stuff that is discussed.
I agree to that. That's a good last minute comment. All right. Well, I think that is all we got. We can wrap up and kind of just give our plugs here. Quinn, if you want to start us off.
Yeah, you can find me on twitter.com at gondola driver. I mostly just use it for skate clips, and that's about it.
Nice. How about you, Tim?
My one letter of the week this week is going to be L for Johnny Legs. My Letterboxd, where I haven't reviewed a movie in about a month because I haven't watched a real movie in about a month, is Timmy C.
Nice.
Look for the picture of, I think it's still Mike Stacklasa from Red Letter Media. That's all for me, folks.
Nice. Well, as usual, you can find me at John Bergenthaler on Instagram. You can also find our podcast on Instagram. It's rewind.reload.pod. You guys can send us a message or whatever if you want us to discuss something, or if you guys had something to add that we can, talk about on the show. And then you can also email us with any of those, topics or even mistakes at rewindandreloadpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks for sitting through and listening to kind of our review and some background on this awesome TV show that a lot of people need to, go out and watch. So that is all I have for tonight. I think that's all you guys have for tonight. So we'll talk in about 2 weeks.
Take it easy.
See you.